Our Jaguars.com off-season coverage continues with the host of ESPN College Gameday, and he'll also host NFL draft coverage on ABC coming up in late April. It's Rece Davis. Rece, it's good to see you. Thanks for the time, man.
Oh, it's great to be with you. Thanks. Thanks for this. Looking forward to the draft, and I know the Jaguars are very excited about their future.
It's been a long time coming since the Jaguars have owned an off-season like this. There's a lot going on. But first off, congratulations to you on your contract extension. It's within a week since you've signed that extension or it's been announced. So congratulations. You've been at ESPN. Oh, gosh, I don't want to date you, but since I've been in high school, you've been at ESPN. So congratulations.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm approaching my 26-year anniversary there. So been doing game day the last 6 years and covering college football for, I guess, a little over 20 there, and then in local TV before then, and a number of other things at ESPN. So I'm getting to do the sports that I love the most, and obviously that's a natural transition into being able to do the draft. So I've been excited about that the last couple of years as well.
All right, Rece, you'll have a unique perspective on the Urban Meyer edition here in Jacksonville, of course. You've covered college football for a long, long time. But thinking back really the last 25 years or so, Nick Saban has had the most impact, I think, on college football in terms of a head coach with all the national championships and the way he's put together two different programs. But Urban has to be a close second, right? I don't know of anybody else that really is in that realm of head coaches in college football the last 20, 25 years.
Totally agree. The way that he took over and built Florida into a juggernaut, and then even though they were coming off a losing season at Ohio State, probably walked into a little bit better situation there, but he elevated it. He elevated it from just being a good or the best Big Ten program to being one of the best programs in the country. And that's what he's done consistently at the college level.
We've seen this story before in the NFL, of course, with varying degrees of success. It gets really not much more successful than Jimmy Johnson when he went to the Cowboys, of course. Switzer came in, but the thing was kind of intact when he came in. He still had to go win the Super Bowl. Pete Carroll has obviously had success. But then on the other side of it, guys like Spurrier and, as we mentioned, Saban there, they didn't have that winning championship success in the NFL. What is your gut telling you about Urban and building a program and the success he could bring to a franchise here in the league?
I think the number one thing, and you know this probably far better than I from covering the NFL regularly, the quarterback-driven league.
Yes.
Got to have the quarterback, and I know you have to have the other pieces around him, but the centerpiece, the first step, is getting the quarterback. He's going to have that, and I think that I would never bet against Urban as a program builder. I do think he's a smart guy and he's an inquisitive guy. When he left Florida and came to work for us, he spent a ton of time wanting to know what made broadcasters successful, what made an analyst the best, what about the people that would be in charge from a management perspective, what's the week like. He wanted to know everything so that he would be ready and would be at the top of his game to be able to succeed. He wasn't just going in it, saying, I'm Urban Meyer, I have my 2 national championship rings, and I know a lot about football, so I'm going to tell you people how this ought to be. He went in with the idea that I'm in a different world. Sure, I know football, no question, but I'm going to learn everything there is to know about television and about how football is broadcast on television. And I would be very surprised, though I haven't spoken to him since he took the Jaguars job. I would be very surprised if he's not taking a similar approach in the NFL.
You've mentioned the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, and it's really the only look we've had of Urban Meyer in the wild, if you will, since he's been hired here, right? But it was front and center in Clemson the other week. He's 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, out in the middle of the field. All the other NFL personnel folks are on the sideline, out of the way. Thanks for coming. Enjoy the Esso Club. Enjoy your private jet flight home, because Urban, I think, was putting the message out, this is the guy. What kind of guy is Trevor? You've covered him for 3 years.
He's a tremendous person, first of all. He's grounded. He's humble. He's, anybody can look at him. You don't have to be Todd McShay to look at Trevor Lawrence and see that he's got it all when it comes to being a quarterback. He's got the prototypical size, he's got the whippy arm, he's athletic. People are drawn to him. I think that he will quietly establish his presence in the locker room. Trevor's not a loud guy, but he speaks loudly with his play. So you're getting a young man of tremendous faith. You're getting a highly competitive, tougher than you realize because of his sort of stoic demeanor, guy who I would say that in terms of watching quarterbacks, in my professional career, I don't go back to the vintage Jeff George workout,
Right.
but in my professional career at ESPN, I would say that the only guy that I've seen that I thought that I would say better than Trevor Lawrence coming out would be Andrew Luck, and it's only by a hair. I mean, I just thought Andrew Luck was one of the best college quarterbacks I'd ever seen. The edge that I would give guys like Andrew, guys like Trevor are, they run and move a little bit better. They have a little bit one more dimension than even a guy like Peyton or Drew Brees or somebody who I also watched coming out of college.
One final thought here with you, and I meant to ask you this earlier during our Urban discussion, but Charlie Strong is also on the staff here. And obviously, they go back to their Notre Dame days under Lou Holtz. That's when they first met. Charlie Strong has been a head coach in college football for a number of years now. But it sounds like, and it feels like he's going to be Urban's right-hand man, the number 2 guy here in Jacksonville as assistant head coach. What kind of guy is Charlie Strong? I know the folks around here know him well from his Florida days. And why could he not get over the hump as a college head coach, in your opinion?
So much about, I'll answer the second part first. I think Charlie is a great guy, really sharp defensive guy, really tough-minded. Players tend to respect him. And I think that so many times in college, success is dependent upon fit. And I don't even know how to define fit. It just like, is everybody aligned is probably the best way. University president, athletic director, new head coach, donors, fan base, are they aligned? And if they are, and you're a good coach, which Charlie is, it'll work. They were aligned at Louisville. He's a good coach. It worked. It's good. Not just Charlie. It hasn't been aligned at Texas in a long time.
Yes, not just him.
It's not just him. So I think that worked against him at Texas. There are only 3 guys I can think of off the top of my head right now that would transcend fit and would win anywhere because of the force of their personality would get everybody in alignment, and right. Nick, obviously, and Urban's the other one.
Rece Davis, ESPN, the host of College Gameday on football and basketball and the NFL draft on ABC and all types of stuff. It's great to finally connect with you, and we appreciate your time, Rece.
Oh, you bet. Thanks for having me.